Hey, what's up guys, it's Winnie here, and today I have some first impression reviews. Maybelline just put out a ton of new products that are going to be hitting the drugstore this month, so I thought it would be a good idea to test some of them out for you guys to see how they work. First, we have the Dream Cushion Liquid Foundation on the go. It's supposed to be a super lightweight foundation that gives you luminous coverage, and it says it smooths out your skin and gives it a fresh glow. It comes in 8 different shades, and today I'm going to be testing out the shade Warm Nude, which is number 30. And the other product I'm testing out is the new Dream Brightening Creamy Concealer. This comes in 6 different shades, and it's supposed to be a medium to full coverage concealer, and it does have light reflecting pearls in the formula, so it's supposed to be great for brightening up your under eyes, so I'm excited to see how this works. I'm also going to be trying out the new Face Studio Master Strobing Liquid Illuminating Highlighter. That is a mouthful, but it comes in 3 different shades. I have it in light, which is iridescent, and medium, which is a nude glow. It's supposed to be kind of like a champagne color. And last but not least, I have one of the new Baby Lips Color Balm crayons. It's in the shade Blush Burst, and it's an oil balm, but it's supposed to be very moisturizing on your lips while giving you intense color. Okay, so we're gonna start with the cushion foundation first, and I have no face makeup on. I didn't prime my face, I just have a light layer of moisturizer on. So here's what it looks like, and you open it up, and there is a mirror with a little cushion puff inside. And then you open this little tray up, which reveals the cushion foundation underneath. I'm gonna peel this open, and you just dab your little applicator into the cushion foundation and apply it to your face. And as usual, I'm going to apply the foundation to one side of my face first so that you guys can see a before and after. So I'm just going to push the little applicator onto the sponge. You can kind of see the liquid foundation going on there. Here's how much product I have on my little sponge, and I'm just going to start by tapping it on my skin. The directions just tell you to pat it onto your face and then do small taps to blend. And that actually blended out really quickly. I thought I had a lot of product on my sponge. I think I might need to pick up a little bit more foundation, but I'm just trying to blend it out evenly. I don't think there is anything left on the sponge really, so I need to pick up a little bit more to cover the rest of my forehead. Okay, so that is pretty much one light layer of the foundation on this side of my face, and it has evened out my skin tone. You can see there's some discoloration. You can see like a little bit of blemishes peeking through on the side, my under eyes, and it's pretty much covered up on the side where I have the foundation. So I think the coverage is actually pretty decent. I'm just gonna give it a moment to set because you can kind of see there is a little bit of a dewy finish to it, and I want to see if it changes in a few minutes. Alright, so it's been about a minute, and I feel like the finish is still about the same, so I feel like it's gonna be a dewy looking finish foundation, which I don't really mind because I do have dry combo skin, and I actually have a little dry patch of skin right here on my face, and also like around my forehead right here is really dry. So at least it's not emphasizing the dryness that I do have on my face. And I'm going to go ahead and apply a second thin layer on this side to see if we can build it up a little bit more and see how the coverage looks. Alright, so this is now 2 layers of the foundation on this side of my face, and you can definitely tell that it has covered up the imperfections and blemishes on my bare skin. And I was actually pretty happy with just 1 layer of the foundation because I thought the coverage is pretty nice. 2 layers definitely covers up anything else that you might have missed, but I probably would not do more than the 2 layers. I can see how this foundation could potentially look a little bit too cakey and heavy on the skin, and if you do have oily combo skin, I don't know if you would like the finish of this foundation because it is very dewy and luminous. I'm gonna give it another few minutes for this to set because I can see the shine off of my face. It's been about 3 minutes, and I feel like the finish still looks about the same, so I don't know if it's going to be changing much. But I'm going to go in with the Dream Brightening Creamy Concealer now. I'm gonna start with the shade Light Medium first, and it comes in this like retractable crayon packaging, which I like. And then just to brighten everything up, I'm going to use the shade Light. And I'm just going to draw a triangle underneath my eyes here. Okay, yeah, light medium I think is probably not going to be light enough. It looks like it is the perfect shade for like my foundation. So let's just see how this covers for now. It is supposed to be a medium to full coverage concealer. And to blend the concealer, I'm just using my damp beauty blender. Just going to pat at it to see how it blends. I don't think I put a lot of product on. So far, it seems like it's blending pretty easily. It's an okay amount of coverage. I feel like I can still kind of see my skin from underneath it. Okay, so it does blend out really nicely, and it says there are light reflective pearls in the formula of the concealer, and I can see that it kind of, you know, has that same dewy, luminous finish to it. But I'm gonna go in with the light shade just to brighten things up. Okay, I feel like this is not really applying very well. I don't see any of it. Okay, I can barely see the light shade on me, actually. I'm just gonna put some on my nose. So it's not actually that much lighter. Let's blend that out. So I have the concealer blended out now, and you can definitely see there is a difference compared to the side with no makeup on. I think the concealer on top of the foundation did go on really nicely, and it blended out really well too. The coverage, though, I think is just okay. I'm not sure if it's just the foundation underneath that's kind of helping it. I feel like I can kind of see some of the dark circles kind of peeking through, whereas I don't see it as much using some of my other concealers. And I also feel like I had to swipe this on several times to get the color and coverage that I did want. I'm going to apply the concealer to this side of my face with no foundation just to see how well it actually covers, because it does say it's a medium to full coverage, and as you can see, I have to apply this pretty heavy-handed, and let's blend that out. So here's how it looks all blended out underneath the eyes with just the concealer, no foundation underneath it. I will say it looks a lot better than it did before, obviously. And I want to let this set and go over it one more time to see how it builds up, to see if I can actually get it to a full coverage. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the concealer. This is 2 layers of the light colored concealer on the side of my face. Now, I think the problem is that the actual product itself is very, very creamy. It's like a little slick. So when you go to apply it, it doesn't want to stick to my face very well, especially if you're going over it again a second time. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish up applying the foundation on this side of my face, and we will finish up with the highlight. I think I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes with my RCMA No Color Powder, because the concealer on this side still feels a little tacky to me, and it's been on for a little while now, so I don't want it to crease or move or anything. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of that RCMA powder and my damp beauty blender, but I'm not going to set any other areas on my face. I totally just forgot about the strobing liquid, even though I just said it to myself, but hopefully this will apply okay, even though I did set my under eyes with some powder. And I'm using it in the shade Light or Iridescent first to see how it looks. It actually kind of looks like a light pastel pink color. I don't know if this is going to work well with me, but I'm just going to dot it on top of my skin like this. This actually sets pretty quickly. You just have to keep like patting and dabbing it on your face, and I'm using my beauty blender just to help me. That's actually really pretty on. Can you see that? And it's not sticky or anything. It dries really quickly. So here is Iridescent that I just used. I'm gonna try the other shade, which is Nude Glow, on this side of my face. I'm gonna do the same thing. I think this one might be too bronzy. I thought this was gonna be more of a pale champagne gold, but it's a little bit more bronzy, but as long as you blend it out, it still looks pretty. Nude Glow just has more of a warm glow to it. I think for my skin tone, I just prefer Iridescent better, so I'm just gonna go over it. Here's how the strobing liquid looks on both sides of my face. I actually really like it. And I'm really liking the shade Iridescent. It gives your skin a really pretty glow. I'm just kind of going over the areas where the light usually hits my face, and it gives me a nice even glow all over. Alright guys, I'm back with the rest of my makeup done, and this is how everything looks. I actually ended up putting a little bit of that strobing liquid on my inner corners, and the only thing that's left are the lips. And I'm going to be using the Baby Lips Color Balm Crayon in the shade Blush Burst, and it looks like this. It's a retractable crayon, and it's in a really pretty peachy coral color, and it's got kind of a coconutty vanilla scent to it. It's very sweet. Oh wow, I did not expect this color. Okay, it's a little bit bright on my lips. I was not expecting that, but I can feel the oil balm, and it's very shiny, and it's super, super moisturizing on my lips. So I like the way it feels. And this is the finished look right now. I'm really happy with the finish of the foundation. When I first applied it, I thought it was maybe a little bit too dewy and glowy looking, but now that it's been a little while longer, the foundation has set, and I can tell that it's not as shiny looking on my skin. Instead, it looks very natural and skin-like, and I do like that it is a little bit luminous. And I'm super impressed with the strobing liquid. I think it looks beautiful on top of the cheeks as a highlight. So I'm just gonna go about my day, and I will check back in at the end of the night to see how the foundation and everything is looking, and I will give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, I am back, and it is now 9 p.m. I've had all of the products on my face for about 7 hours now, maybe a little bit more, but I wanted to show you guys how it looks. Overall, I don't think the foundation or anything has changed that much, and it still looks pretty nice from a distance, but up close is where I notice a lot of things. And I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but my forehead just right in the center has gotten a lot more shiny than how it looked before, and that could be because I didn't set this foundation, and I do have combo dry skin, so my T-zone does get oily throughout the day. So right up close you can see that the foundation around my nose has kind of rubbed off because I've been touching my nose a little bit, but you can see a lot of the dryness on the side of my nose here, and the foundation has kind of just clung on to this area, and especially right around the tip of my nose, which is hard to see because I did use that strobing liquid, so it's reflecting a lot. But if you look really carefully, you can see there's actually some separation going on, so you can see my skin peeking through, and then you can see the foundation kind of just looking really patchy around my nose. So I'm not really a huge fan of that, but the other dry areas on my face don't look as bad, like especially around my brows and right here where I said there was a little dry patch. And then the concealer underneath my eyes I feel like has gotten a little dry or cakey looking. You can kind of see it just looks not as smooth as it did when I first applied it. That could be again because I did set the concealer. I didn't want it to move, which I don't think it has moved or creased or anything, but it does look kind of like dry. Again, overall, I don't think it's a bad concealer. I just wish it was a little bit more smooth. And then, of course, the strobing liquid that I have on top of my cheeks still looks really flawless. I really like the glow. The baby lips, of course, kind of wore off after a while because it does have a lot of oils in it, so it kept my lips really moisturized, but it's not like super long lasting or anything. I do like that the color is really nice and pigmented. That kind of surprised me. So overall, I have to rate the Dream Cushion Liquid Foundation a 9 out of 10 because I really do like the finish of it. I think this is a good foundation for dry combo skin types. And if you do have oily skin, I don't know if you would like that super dewy, luminous finish. But if you do have oily skin or an oily T-zone, just make sure you set that. I would probably use a primer with this because I did find that it got a little bit dry and patchy around the areas of my face that are a little dry. And if you haven't seen, I also did another first impression review for the L'Oreal Cushion Foundation. which this actually reminds me a lot of that. And I will link that down below. You guys can see how they kind of compare. Even down to the packaging, they look very similar. And then for the concealers, I really wanted to like these a lot because I'm always looking for an affordable drugstore concealer. And I think Maybelline did make one of my favorite ones. It's the one with like a little like sponge at the tip of it. But this one just didn't really win me over. I like the concept of it, but they just didn't really apply as well as I would like. I do like the fact that they have a decent coverage. The Strobing liquids get a 10 out of 10. I think these are gorgeous. They are very long wearing, and I love the fact that after you apply these and it sets, it doesn't move. It doesn't leave a sticky, tacky feeling on top of your face. And I also like that it is in a liquid form so that you can mix it with your foundation, use it alone, or use it as a base. And the Baby Lips Color Balm Crayon gets a 10 out of 10 because it is super moisturizing. And for a lip balm, this has really, really nice color pigmentation. I just wasn't crazy about this particular shade on me. I think it's a little bit too bright, but I just kind of dabbed it onto my lip like this, and it's not as pink, and I like it this way because it's very natural looking. I did also pick up a ton of other new drugstore beauty products, and I will have a haul for you guys very soon. I'm gonna be doing some lip swatches for some of the new Maybelline lipsticks, so keep an eye out for that and make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you haven't. Don't forget to check out my links that are all linked down below for you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!